Welcome everyone to another video of Vinyl Addict. This is Chili, and on this day in rock, July 21st, 1987, Guns N' Roses released Appetite for Destruction, their debut. Now before I get into this, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment on this video, share this video, and if you still haven't, please subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell for updates. Okay, so with that out of the way, yes, Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction. Now this is an album which came out on this day, and around that time there was nothing like this album as far as its content, its imagery. This is the revised album cover, because the original one had a rape scene with a machine and a woman, and it was drawn out. It was a painting. And so that was rejected, and so they put this out. And musically, the songs on here, I mean, would this be, would it meet today's standards? No, I think today it is more rebellious in this musical climate today than it was in '87. From Reaganomics to Bidenomics, this album is a lot more offensive, and it says it right there. It contains lyrics which some people may find offensive, and includes a hit single, Sweet Child of Mine, and Welcome to the Jungle. This is a UK pressing from back in the day. And so yes, I do believe it does seem more inappropriate, and for that reason it is a rock and roll album where it's just, you know, it's going to say what it's going to say, it's going to mean what it's going to mean, and you can take it however you want it, and whether you want it or not. And from coming back in those days, I guess in '87, I guess there was always a kind of atmosphere where they felt like where the right conservative movement was going on. It was very kind of religious, but the attack wasn't really from them. I mean, if you look back what was going on, you had the PMRC, which is Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, and she is a left liberal Democrat, and it is the same people that are really more attacking freedom of speech. I mean, they call this music, not exactly this album, but she had a list of the Filthy 15. Guns N' Roses wasn't included on that. I think it was because it was a few years earlier when those hearings were taking place. However, you know, some of these things were to be protective of children and everything like that, and it's such looking back at it, that was bullshit, considering what they're doing with children now, right? What they're exposing children to now is a lot more worse than a Guns N' Roses album. And this, though, music isn't, yeah, there's some material on here that would be considered misogynist. Some of these lyrics on here, like It's So Easy, right? I see you standing there, you think you're so cool, why don't you just fuck off? Not that one, really. You get nothing for nothing, that's what you do. Turn around, bitch, I got a use for you. Besides, you ain't got nothing better to do, and I'm bored. Great song, great lyrics, but would that be, you know, held by today's standards? That's why I find that this is more rock and roll today, and it should be played more today. And even the albums, some of the material that he put out after this, like the song One in a Million, which I have a link to from YouTube, and if you never heard that song, I mean, that was on the GNR Lies EP, and, you know, Axl Rose drops the N-word in there, and, you know, homophobic words, immigrants, and all these kinds of things he's, you know, speaking on. And for some reason he hasn't been canceled. Well, I guess you have to see why. And just by his actions within the last 5 years with his Twitter, with his tweets, his Twitter wars and whatnot, and being authoritarian and telling people about social distancing and wearing a mask, and you kind of became that guy, and so I guess he is untouchable now. You know what I mean? So. Which is a shame because, when Guns N' Roses was here in Vegas and they played at Allegiant Stadium, it didn't sell out. I mean, it was practically empty. And for a big band like this, especially with the original group, but I think some of these things do resonate with people when you hear these people you grew up with, and you thought of them as your heroes, and here they are trying to tell you how to live, and kind of join the side of you were rebelling against as a teenager, as a youth, and they become that entity, and which is sad. But however, the music lives on because it was written by a guy at the time who didn't give a fuck about anything, and that was the Axl we loved, and this whole band, this whole lineup was the classic lineup right here, and it came out on this day, July 21st, 1987. The world has changed because Guns N' Roses made the world a better place, I think, with Appetite for Destruction. Now leave me a comment below. What are your thoughts on this album? And do you think it's more rebellious now than it was when it was released? And with that, I'll shut up and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.